Hello, everybody. Today we are going to talk about creating the offer. And the first, I've divided into a multiple series of videos that you will receive in the future. But right now, I'll start with the point one, which is pricing, which is absolutely important, and you need to know the in and out of it when you create an offer. So you are about to step into a session that will completely shift the way you look at your business growth, pricing, and creating offers. This isn't just another business tip talk. I could have done that. This is just about unlocking the exact levers that separate entrepreneurs who constantly chase clients from those who attract them with ease. And before we dive in, full credit to one of the most powerful books on this topic, 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Much of this framework that you are going to hear today and the inspiration for what you will hear today comes from this principle simplified and packed for you in a very beginner friendly way. And what to expect inside is you will learn why most entrepreneurs stay broke, the few levers that fuels unstoppable business growth, how to turn your offer into something so irresistible that saying no feels stupid, and mini scenarios, fun analogies, and some hard hitting truths that might sting a little but will wake you up for sure. And who is this video for? It's for beginners who have tired beginners who are tired of competing on low prices, entrepreneurs who want more clients without burning out, creators, coaches, freelancers, and service providers ready to charge the premium and want to understand how this pricing exactly works to stay in profit all the time. The bold promise, if you pay attention till the end, you will never look at pricing and offer the same way again. So buckle up, grab a notebook, and get ready, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between being stuck in survival mode and building a business that prints freedom and wealth. Giving it a shot, I'll just quickly share my screen so that I walk you through what I have to share with you today. Now, getting into the details, and here we start. The two core problems entrepreneurs face today are two. One, not enough clients. This is the number one problem. And second is not enough cash. Yes, there are other problems also, but the two core problems we are talking right now is not enough clients and not enough cash. And both problems can be solved by understanding how pricing and offer drive growth. How pricing and offer drive growth. Okay. So what it takes to grow a business, and let's understand the three levers. We will start with real basics so that we understand the gist of it. Okay, so what it takes to grow a business. If you are into a business space, you are already working, you are actually doing the work, bringing in some money, either it's trickling or it's flowing, whatever it is, how can you grow or scale a business? That is by getting more customers. The number one point is you have to get more customers to grow and scale. Second point is you need to increase the average purchase value. What is average purchase value? So the number of times the same person buy from you. That is how you grow. Maybe you're selling something, some X to them, and they add on something and buy something more from you. That is average purchase value. So increase in the average purchase value. And the third is get them to buy more often. So every now and then they need something and you fulfill their demand. That is called lifetime value of a customer, that is called. So let me just give you many scenarios here. Imagine you have 10 clients per month. Each client is worth $1,000 over their lifetime. That means your revenue is capped at $10,000 a month. And to grow, you have three choices. Sell to more clients, that is volume. Again, that is the first way we talked about, get more customers. Second is increase profit per purchase. You have to increase the profit purchase. You increase the price, the value of whatever you are offering. That is how you grow. And third is get the same clients to buy more often. That is, you target on the frequency. Get the same clients to buy a little more from you, something extra from you. So the only two big levers here are increase the profit per purchase and increase purchase frequency. So these are the two ways you can scale or grow your business. Now the big takeaway from here is more clients aren't always the answer. Smarter pricing and repeat buyers create sustainable growth. So when we think of it and when we start thinking how to grow our business, we tend to forget the basics. So the big takeaway here is, so more clients aren't always the answer. Smarter pricing and repeat buyers create sustainable growth. If you're working with a client for more than 6 months or a year, that means your delivering result is one. And that is why he has more trust in you and he will buy either more for you or add on more services to you, right? Now, let's understand the concept of lifetime value, which there are other concepts also like the gross profit, net profit. I'm not going to do all that because I'm assuming you can learn about it. And these are the very basic concepts that you might be aware of. If you're not, please go ahead and read about it. So what is lifetime value? So let's decode via definition, which is gross profit into average number of purchases over a customer's lifetime. So what is gross profit? Is the profit that you make, excluding the expenses, into average number of purchases over a customer's lifetime. So for example, I buy from you and I keep buying from you. So my complete overall year, whatever I have bought from you is my lifetime value I bought from you. So I'll give you a very clear example. A customer pays $1,000 per month for 5 months. That is $5,000, right? Now fulfillment cost is $100 per month into 5, that is $500. So what is the fulfillment cost? The cost of fulfilling that you are bearing is $100 per month. For example, your expenses, your other of executing that service or getting the results is $100 per month. That is $500, like $100 a month. That's 500. So your lifetime value is 4,500 rupees. So knowing this number changes how much you're willing to spend to acquire a customer, right? And here's a good quote. If you don't know your customer's lifetime value, you're flying blind in your business. You should definitely know that. And for people who have been working with your clients for a long time or a short time now, sit down and do the math of what the lifetime value of that customer is. Are you simply giving them retainers like the monthly that is going to them? Are you pushing more of your services to them? Are you giving some add-ons? What is their lifetime value? Particularly my model, how it works is my number of clients are comparatively less, but my lifetime value is overall more because I give more to clients. The retainer is a starting point. After that, you upsell. What they require, you fulfill them. That is how you grow. Okay, now let's come to the pricing mindset because that is absolutely important. Because today, when we sit down to price, we simply know this tactic: strike down something, and this is your next price. So that is anchoring, and people are aware of that tactic and are using that. But let's understand the mindset behind this. Value versus price. There are two types of pricing that you can do, and one is price driven, which is commoditized. This is commodity driven. So this compete on pricing. It races to the bottom and margin shrinks. Business barely survives. Example, this looks the same, I'll buy a cheaper one. All right. So when you are there on Amazon, you are there to maybe find a mascara online and you start competing on the price. There is the point where you have commoditized. There, you do not look for value anymore. You simply compare the price and you make a purchase. If you follow that tactic, like if you want to be the really lowest in the market and want to make a sale, that is price driven. It's commodity driven pricing structure. Okay. So this looks the same. I'll buy a cheaper one. This has always come to, and here, if you use this model, 95% of the chances are you have lost it. That is why you should 100% time, most of the time, focus on value driven pricing. Now, what is value driven pricing? It competes on uniqueness and results. So when you talk about the USPs, the value proposition it carries, the result it gives you, then is where it's value driven. When you give them this and when they start comparing to other product, they know this is winning because they know the unique property of this, the results they are going to get from this, and that is value driven, right? Now, creates when you start focusing on creating a value driven pricing structure, you create a category of one. So there is no direct comparison. You might start comparing, but deep down you already know that yes, these are the results I'm looking for. These are the USPs I wanted. And maybe the other brand have not used their USP and their branding tone and communication in that way, although it might have the same thing, but they have not used it. They have not leveraged it. And here you win. And the third thing is customer buy from transformation, not discount. To be real, even when we go and scroll and start checking the prices, deep down, what we are expecting are the big results that the product or the service claims for. So we all, as a customer, what we visualize are the results, the transformation, and not the discount, even if the product is highly, insanely priced. So the key takeaway here is commoditized is trapping in pricing war. So when you commoditize it, so for example, you give it simply a price and you're not talking about, not focused on the values of it, value driven, then you are trapped in a pricing war. There has to be a war where people will compare your product or service to other, and there you lose. While if you're differentiated, that is value driven, your customer pay premium for your value. That's absolutely insane. If you can get this in your head, you can sell anything with any insane amount that you can think of, or even not think of how can I charge this much. So the eye-opening statement here is people don't pay for the product, they pay for the story they tell themselves after buying it. So this is very interesting. Whenever you start, you buy a product, you tell yourself a story. I might look like this, I might look like this, whatever. For example, you've got a roll-on which smells very good and it lasts for 24 hours. So that brings in a little confidence in you. And you already once you order, it's there, you imagine that my life would change a little because of it. So that is value. If you show them the results, show them the transformation, show them the before and after, that's the value. And And that's amazing. People don't pay for the product. We don't. We pay for the transformations. We pay for the story that tell themselves after buying it. Like customers pay for the story they tell themselves after buying it. I am 100% sure you will relate to this. Just pause for a moment and think. Do you do the same as a customer? Do you pay for the story that tell yourself after buying it? So now coming back to what an irresistible offer, because we are here at the end of it, we are sitting here and discussing all of it to understand how to create this irresistible offer. This is part one of it. And let us first know the basics of what an irresistible offer does. So what is an irresistible offer? It is something which is unskippable. You can't see and unsee it. If you see it, it's stuck there in your head. Even if you buy it, if you don't, you know that offer is out there. You're feeling FOMO about it. You're feeling you so want it. Money is secondary, but you are all in mentally to go for it. You have absolutely no objection that this is worth it or not. So that is an irresistible offer. And what an irresistible offer does is, an irresistible offer is something your market feels silly saying no to, right? So like there's actually no objection. People are sorted. Yes, this is gonna make me results. This is gonna bring me transformation. There would be the before and after of when I take this service or this product. So it's impossible to compare anything else. You are dead sure about it. So what does this is what an irresistible offer does. What does it has? It combines an attractive promotion, which is there. A promotion of the product has to be there. If you're selling something, you have to actively promote it. If you're selling a service, you have to actively promote yourself, because people are buying your mindset, your conviction, your authority, your experience, right? So an attractive promotion for sure. Unmatchable value proposition. Well, what is value proposition? The value, the transformation, the dreams, the desire, the before and after, you show them and make them claim that, yes, you can do it. So that is the value proposition. And whenever you sit down to work, create an offer, a solution that you're solving, you have to create an unmatchable value proposition. How? We will eventually discover in the way. But right now, just understand this. Third is the premium pricing. There is absolutely nothing great to be the second high price, because you have to price premium. If you think of scaling, if you think of growing, charging a bare minimum is not what you should do. You should 100% focus on premium pricing. One, because you're talking about the results and the transformation. You're selling them the dream, their desires, their hope, their pain, solving them, not the product, not the service. They will be all game for it, and you have to charge for it, because at the end of the day, that is your either time and effort. There's some money involved, the money that you have invested on creating that product or service, your experience. A lot of this is there. And obviously this has to be there only if you know that your product is good. So the premium pricing is one. Next is unbeatable guarantee. Guarantees are something that people love. So there are guarantees in technology gadgets, but what if you give guarantees on your service? So why are guarantees important? Guarantees are important because even while people are scrolling to your page and reading what your services are, they want a guarantee that, okay, see, 99% of people will not even claim their guarantee. But if a guarantee is there 80% of the doubts or objections are handled. They do not have any objection as of now. Like, it's priced high, or will I get results? Is it worth it? Everything will be answered if you have a guarantee thing there. How to create that? You have to think about it. That again, a little creative and little technical on how to, because each offer, each product that you design, that you create, has its own way of creating the unbeatable guarantee, right? So what is smart money model? So you get paid while acquiring customers. What is this? You have to create a model. So you get paid while acquiring the customer. So acquiring customers is money intensive. You have to put in a lot of money, also time, effort, energy, everything else. But you have to put in a lot of money. So you have to figure out a model which is not burning your money. Like, you're not on a negative side, creating a lot of leads and then a few conversions. Like, there should be a smart money model that is a part of the strategy we'll discuss sometime later. So what is the result of an irresistible offer? More people respond to your ad. So if you have an irresistible offer, a very direct irresistible offer, more people will respond to your ad. If you're running an ad or an organic content that you've created, more people are going to respond there. More people convert into buyers because they have now seen you. They now know there's no objection. The guarantee part is there. The pricing is premium. They have already seen the dream. So more people convert into buyers. So they pay at higher prices. They buy at higher prices. So the result is, for the same thing, maybe there's another competitor who's charging just $500 and you're charging $2,000 or $3,000. They are all in for $3,000. They are ready for it because your offer is an irresistible offer. If they can see, they cannot unsee. They cannot get back without thinking about it. So customer acquisition becomes cheaper relatively to lifetime value. What is customer acquisition? Acquiring of customer, getting in, pulling in more customers to get in more sales and more revenue. So customer acquisitions become cheaper relative to lifetime value. So when you do not have a good offer in place, and while you have a good offer in place, this will definitely fetch you more clients than this, so what is that lifetime value I told you? So even the lifetime value will outbeat that, right? Now, business grow faster without cash flow bottlenecks. So if you have good amount coming to you, we're charging premium, and when you're charging premium, you have extra money to further scale it. Put in money in ads, put in money in your content, or wherever you want. So business growth faster without cash flow bottlenecks. So you can start the cash flow and here and there, and you can start scaling in whichever direction you want because you have that bandwidth. You have that money because you charge premium. Fact. Now, here's a fact. Math shows this model can be 22x more profitable than a commodity-based business. So when you do it right, this value-based pricing, it would be 22x more profitable than a commodity-based business. If you're simply focusing on pricing and being the lowest best in the market or something to which other people compare to, that's commoditizing. So this is a fact. And the big takeaway from here is stop creating offers people can't compare. That's a big takeaway. You should stop creating offers people can't compare. So create that irresistible offer that stands alone. Create that irresistible offer that stands alone. Right? Okay, let's move ahead to pricing and market selection. This is an amazing part, and I simply love this because, and let me ask you a question. If you were to open a burger cafe and could only have one advantage over competitors, what would you choose? Is it the best location? It is the best quality? Is it the lowest price? Or is it the best taste? Which one would it be? Just think about it. Anyway, the answer is there in your head, but let me give you an answer. Most people guess location or taste, but the right answer is the starving crowd, the hungry market. People who are desperately looking, are hungry to have any bite that is near them. Even if it's not tasty, that's not an issue because you have something to sell and they need it. They are hungry. The quality does not matter. The quantity does not matter. The price does not matter. But the hungry market is there. So here's a scenario. Even if burgers are bad, prices are high, location is mediocre. If you are the only burger shop near a college right after a football game or a school which closes at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, you will still sell out every time. Lesson is demand beats everything. And here is a line that I love. You can sell burnt toast if the crowd is starving enough. You can sell burnt toast if the crowd is starving enough. That's an amazing line. Now, why a hungry market matters? A starving crowd market with strong demand. So if you have a starving crowd, if you find a starving crowd, that means it has a strong demand. Whatever your product or service is in demand, will buy even average products. So a starving crowd, which is a crowd which has a lot of pain, is looking for a solution or a product or a service or whatever you have to sell, will buy an average product also because they want to get rid of that pain, right? So they're coming to the same point. If there's no demand, even the best offer fails. That's interesting. If there is no demand, so you should understand this. People who are starting out, what should I niche down to? What's my niche? So this is one of the very important takeaway from here. If your niche does not have a hungry market, you are never going to make money out of it, right? So if there's no demand, even the best offer fails. Okay. Now, your job is not to create demand. Your job is to channel existing demand. Now that you have figured out, I am good at one particular thing. For example, you are good at providing mentorship to people who are jobless so that they find their next job. That is a good market, but it's not a hungry market. I'm sorry, this is not the right example. I have to think of more. But there are a lot of hungry market. So the point here is your job is not to create demand. That your work is not to create the hungry market. Understand this. Your job is to find that hungry market. Because if you're going to create that is not going to make you money. So your job is to find that hungry market and channel there and start leveraging that. So your job is to channel the existing demand. You're not there to create the demand itself in the first place. And don't be romantic about your audience. I had been for a very long time, and it will burn your pocket. Trust me. Serve the people who truly need it and can pay you what you're worth. So you don't need to romanticize about your audience. You should not love your audience. The thing is, you need to truly know, you need to serve the people who truly needs you and can pay you what you're worth of. As simple as that. If you're targeting the wrong people who do not have money in their pockets to pay, it's not going to make you money and you are not going to sustain, you're not going to grow. So the takeaway is business is not about forcing people to buy, it's about finding those who already want to buy. Right? Now, I hope this was interesting and you got it and get that in your head. And from now on, you're not going to look offers and market in a different way than this. Okay. The third point is, then the next point is the 3 evergreen market categories. There are a lot others, and I'll separately create a video on this. This is because this is an amazing, interesting part, and I have completely read another book for this, which is a copywriting book, and I'm not getting the details into it. But to give you a rough idea, every strong market falls into at least one of these 3 buckets. One is health, wealth, and relationship. Health is look better, feel better, live longer. Wealth is make more money, save more money, financial security. And third is relationship, love, connection, status, belonging. Now, whatever your product, your service is, it has to fall under one of these three. You can just take any example in your head, any example in your head, and it will fall under one of this, one or more of this. It can overlap. But the point is, it will be a part of this. It will be a part of health, wealth. And even if it is not, think hard. It has to be this way, right? So if your market doesn't fall into one of this, scaling will be much harder. If your market, and that's interesting, if your market doesn't fall into one of this, what if your market is not one of this? Scaling will be much harder because today people pay for just solving a problem. And there are a lot of problems in a human's life, in a person's life, right? So find a problem which fall into one of these categories. That would be interesting. That would make you more money. That will help you grow, help you scale, right? Now, a good quote here is people don't wake up at 3 p.m. worrying about your product features. When you creating a product service, you are so into it that morning, days, night, evening, sleep, dreams, you think about it, how to make it good. People need it. I need to be there, whatever it is. But your customers are not crazy about your product. They are going nuts about solving a big problem, removing that pain from their life. So people don't wake up at 3 a.m. worrying about your product feature. They worry about their health, money, and relationship at the end of the day. You go to sleep with these 3 basic things in your head. Right? Now, the fourth point is the 4 criteria for picking the right market. Now, when you know this is a market, how to identify and get into this right market? Okay, so there are 4 criteria for picking the right market. So one is massive pain. The first one is you have to find a massive pain, right? So what is it? When you're finding a hungry market, you are solving a pain and you have to find out, is that pain massive? So the deeper the pain, the higher the willingness to pay. That's interesting. The deeper the pain will be, the higher the willingness to pay will be. So people pay for urgent problems and mild inconveniences. People today pay for how can you charge more? Urgent problems. You'll get paid more. That is the reason, like there's an example in this book which says people buy that pills of getting slim easier than your $50 or $100 gym program or memberships. Why? Because they want it fast. They want to get rid of that pain very fast. So people pay for urgent problem, not mild inconveniences. The point is the pains should be massive. They should be really struggling with that. It should be there in their head, their heart, their soul. Right? And the pains are many. And from today, you will start seeing it everywhere. Trust me. If you got this right, you're gonna see pain everywhere in everybody's life, and people are solving it. Right? So the examples can be a back pain, being broke, being in a bad marriage, obesity, or being overweight. There's hundreds and thousands of problems that you can solve. So the key line here is again, I absolutely love is the pain is the pitch. Even when you're making a sales page, you're making a landing page, you're creating content, never sell. Never make a sales pitch. Make pain the pitch. That's very amazing. And I hope this will stay with you. Now, every sale, every landing page, every offer is simply a promise to end pain. So whatever you're creating, I told you, every sale, every landing page, every offer, every content is a simple promise to end your pain. Right? Now, the second very interesting point is the purchasing power. What we're talking, I'll just circle back to the 4 criteria for picking the right market, the hungry market. One is the massive pain. Second is purchasing power. The third is ease of targeting, and fourth is growing market. We were on the second, the purchasing power. Now, having pain is not enough. Now they have it. I have the pain. I have a pain of transforming my life to of losing my weight to another 10 kgs or 15 kgs. I'm not able to. And right now I am broke. For example, I am broke and I am doing absolutely nothing. I'm jobless. I do not have the purchasing power. Although I am the right fit, I am the hungry market, but I'm not the right fit because I do not have a purchasing power. Having pain is not enough. Your market must also have the ability to pay, right? This must have to be an eye opener, because you have to understand this all should match for you to get success in your niche, scalability in your niche, growth in your niche, and whatever you're doing. Even if you're doing it for clients, other clients, you should see how this is working for you. Okay. Now, the example, a career coach helps unemployed job seekers. This is an amazing, very interesting example. A career coach helps unemployed job seekers. The pain is very real, right? The pain is very real. Job seekers are really trying hard to get into a job, looking for a market, looking for opportunities. They're on LinkedIn, Indeed, Naukri.com, and many a place. The pain is real, massive. They want to get rid of it. But the market, again, it's constantly growing. Like one of the 4 points, which is ease of targeting and the growing market. So ease of targeting is also there. What is ease of targeting? We'll come to it. But the pain is there. It's massive. The market is there. The market is constantly growing. The problem is, the big problem is purchasing power. They do not have the money to spend because right now they are broke. They are looking for a solution, right? But they are broke. They do not have the purchasing power to go ahead with the service or the product. So the key principle is, if they can't pay, it doesn't matter how badly they want your solution. If they are simply not your audience, not your right audience. They are your audience, but they are not the right audience who are gonna easily pay to you for the pain or the problem they are stuck with. Okay, coming to the third point, which is ease of targeting. That means they should be easy to locate and pick up. What does that mean? Do you need to get on a one-on-one with them and communicate, hey, this is my service? No. So even if a market has pain plus money, you need to reach them effectively. Today, we are at a digital era. We are sitting here and I can reach out to any place in the world. I can come get into any community, any work, any groups, and ask for help, ask for more information, be real, and communicate, reach out to many people. So we have this leverage. So I, sitting here, can connect to anybody in the world, and that way we can connect to the right audience too, right? So signs a market is easy to target. How is it easy to target? It gathers in association or membership. It can be Facebook groups. They should be active in some places, in massive numbers, not massive numbers, even small numbers would do, but in good numbers, they should hang around somewhere. Even if it's a Facebook group, even it's any community where they're active, they should hang out in. It can be physical too. If you like working physically out, like if you're reaching, there are a lot of societies and communities out there. If you reach out to them and they have the right audience, you have your profit share from there. Okay, the second is hang out in online group. They should hang out in online groups. They should be active in either Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora. There are a lot of other platforms, because we want to reach out to them, right? They should be easy to target. Sitting here, I can assume that they are there. I would reach them. So they should be there. If they are not there on social media, there's no point. I can't reach to them. Follow influencers or newsletters. Today, influencing is around everywhere. They're niche specific influencers. And if they're following influencers, because we get a lot of information in a very informative and educative way via these influencers who are working hard on their content, or there's newsletters. So if I'm interested into something, I like an influencer, I follow a newsletter, so are these people. So they are part of they start liking this influencer, these newsletters. So they must follow that, because that way we know they are interested into this on whatever you're selling. Next is attend niche specific events. Like if you have a problem of losing weight, for example, I have a problem losing weight, I might be interested in an aerobic session that is happening nearby. So if there are events that are happening nearby, chances are they would be interested, and they should be. If they are, then those are the right fit for you. So, and hard to target signs. And what is the way to find out? These are not easy to target people. They are scattered audience. They have no clear hangouts, no broad group. For example, let me give you an example of people who like us. As simple thing as good lights. Good lights is good lights, like the lights that comes, for setting up your room. It might be a big audience, I never know. I'm just assuming it is a small section of audience. So if you start searching for FB groups or something around that, it might not be easy to find that. And not many people would be part of that community. So it would be really hard to target those people, to reach to those people, to find those people. So the hard to target signs are they are scattered audience. They are not exactly 100% active around this thing. They have no clear hangouts. There are no groups of other places where they are actually talking about this problem directly, indirectly, and they're too broad. That means there are limited number of people into this, right? For example, and also there's a big takeaway from here also. So if, for example, you're selling to doctors, yes, there are a lot of doctors, right way, target medical associations or doctor-only conference. You can start targeting, what you can start targeting it? When your target audience are doctors, you can start targeting medical associations, that is a community, or doctor-only conferences, the conferences they attend. But the wrong way is, while you run ads, you made nursing students also a part of it. Then you are reaching the wrong audience. Right? You're overlapping the right audience and the wrong audience, and then you might say that the results are not there. So this is also a part of a mini scenario of what can happen when you actually execute this. Okay, so the lesson here is without clear access to the right eyeballs, even your best offer won't win. So if you don't have the right eyeball, if the right target audience, is not seeing you, not watching you, not knowing about your offer won't matter at all. All right, is this interesting? This is. Now, the fourth part is growing market. It should be a growing market. That means it should not be a deteriorating market. What is an example of deteriorating market? For example, a newspaper market is a deteriorating market because people have started consuming news and other stuff online, right? So markets behave like the wind. Growing market is a tailwind. Everything moves faster with less effort. And shrinking market is a headwind. Everything feels harder. Everything feels harder. I think this is clear. Now let's give you an example. It's an outdoor billboard ad. So the pain is there, right? Purchasing power is there. Targeting is easy. But the market is declining because ad dollars are shifting online, because the money is shifting online. The more and the major amount is going to the social media ads, the platform ads, and rather than billboards. So this is a declining market. So even if you get into it right now, it might be almost impossible for you to scale unless and until you crack something good. Right? So the key principle is choose market where the energy is flowing forward. And here's a fun line. You don't want to be the last one selling DVDs in the Netflix era, right? It's a Netflix era. Do you really want to sell DVDs? That's an amazing example to understand how growing market is absolutely must. Okay, now market selection, niching, and the path to premium pricing. This is done now. The three markets that we talked about is health, wealth, and relationship. That is, for health, it was live longer, feel better, will look better. For wealth, it was make money, save money, protect money. And relationship, love, status, connection, and belonging. Now, this represents core human pains. Where there's pain, there's demand. You have to understand this. Where there's pain, there's demand. So, and there will and always will be pain around these three things. That is health, wealth, and relationship. Right? You need to understand this. So, it is an important point to consider when you consider your pricing. Is it whatever your product service is it fitting somewhere here or is it not? Because if it is solving a big and massive pain problem, and there's demand for it. So now niching in relationships. And just an example, a relationship coach for college student. Do you think that's a real thing? Like they have less pain. It's not a massive pain. College student, the relationship and other problems are there, but they move on because they have a lot of things to do in life, right? So the pain is not massive. There's less money. The purchasing power is low. And it's very hard to charge premium because they cannot be able to pay no matter whatever solution you can give to them, right? Why? If you do it for older adults who are above 45 or something, they have now lived it with the pain for a very long time with their relationship problems or whatever it is. They are lonely. They have a fear of dying, right? They feel like they'll pass out soon. The disposable income is there. They have income. They had worked in the past. Either they're retired or not retired. They might be working, not working, but they have a good amount in their life to pay, right? And if you start targeting them, you will start targeting the senior associations and the communities. Growth, these are definitely rising numbers. And if you see the graph of whatever countries, the older generation, so then more older people now in the population. Now, the insight here is sub-niches magnify demand and pricing power. So when you sub-niche, what is sub-niches? It's very interesting. I'll give you an example down, but here to just understand, you can be a relationship coach. That is one, that is your niche. And the sub-niche can be a relationship coach for broke women. So there are more. So when I say broke woman, and if I'm a broke woman, I would immediately connect with him or her, whatever your services. But when you just say that you're a relationship coach, I'm not sure if, even if I'm a youngster, I'm not sure if she's the right fit. Even if I'm a 40-year-old, I'm not sure if he's the right fit. Even if I'm a 65-year-old, I'm not sure he or she's the right fit. So sub niches, if you have a sub niche, niche is one, you can be a relationship coach. Sub niche is deciding for whom I'm a relationship coach, or even drilling more through it. I'll give you examples here below to understand this concept. Now, great market versus normal market versus bad market. Great market. Now, here are the scenarios. Whatever you've learned till now, I'm trying to summarize so that you walk away with clear takeaways. One is great market. Even with a bad offer, you make money. Understand this. Even with a bad offer, you make money. And I gave you an example, selling burger outside a bar at 2 a.m., right? It works. If it's a normal market, you need a strong offer to win, right? If you have a normal market, if you feel the market is normal, you need a strong offer to win. Any which ways, you need a strong offer to win. That is my belief. Now, bad market, nothing works. Example, if it's a dooming market, nothing will work. Selling newspapers in digital era, this won't work. So the order of importance is market, offer, and persuasion. Okay, a great market. So if you have to understand if this market is the right fit for you, and then you have to create the offer. And even if these two are not matching or working, you have to add a lot of persuasion to it to make it grow and scale. That is absolutely important. And here's again a great quote: a great market can save a bad offer, a bad market will kill the best offer. Let that sink in. A great market can save a bad offer, but a bad market will kill the best offer. Now, I told you I'll talk about the niche and the sub niche a little more. Yeah. So the power of commitment to a niche. And while you're working, I don't know if you're a freelancer, if you are into an entrepreneur, or whoever so that you're watching this video, you need to commit to stick to a niche for a long time enough so that you know the ins and out of it, and then you stand as a leader for that. You cannot expect to be a leader from day one in any niche that you select. You have to be there, have to dig harder, you have to learn, you have to fall, you have to rise. And that is the power of sticking to a niche, whatever you select. Maybe you start with a niche and you figure out you can get to this sub niche. That's okay. Okay. So don't niche hop. Don't keep hopping. Today I'm this and tomorrow I'm that. Today I'm this, tomorrow I'm that. Start with niche. And even if you're not clear with niche, at that point, try everything. That's okay. But once you have a niche and you're clear that what you're doing, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what my niche is, stick to it. Every market has a learning curve, and you have to get used to that. Today you are sitting and watching this video because you are on a verge to either scaling or growing your business. You are either a freelancer starting out, you started to learn marketing and the psychology behind it. You can be anybody, but you are just on your way to a niche. You are somewhere handling your niche right now. Now, stick long enough to understand real pains, resonating language, and converting solutions. So while you stick to your niche, stick long enough. You have to work on this niche for a long time to understand the real points, resonating language. So you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I do not have a marketing degree, but I learned all this by actually doing that, actually doing it for clients, working with them, learning about it, reading about it. And it's been around 6-7 years that I'm into this space. And today I know the in and out of it. I did not knew this at day one, that it works in this way. You have to be there long enough to understand the real pains, because when I actually work with clients, I know what the real pains are, the technical, the psychological, the way, the handling problems, the objection problem, a lot of problems. You should have a resonating language and a converting solution. You have to see problems as a challenge and need to find a solution for that. Now, when I told you money is in the sub niches, this point where sub niches magnify demand and pricing power. Now, I'll give you what is sub niches. This is very, very, very absolutely important when you create an offer. And I think that would be the starting point. Now, you can be a time management coach, right? Who charges $20 a session, whatever your session are like. It's a one-on-one session. But when you say I'm a time management coach for sales professional, right? When you start saying it's for sales professional, then exactly sales professional will come to you. They know that he's the right fit because he says that I am a time management coach for sales professional. So that's $200 that you charge. See, you take it a little more further and write time management coach for outbound B2B sales. B2B is business to business sales. So here you're very clear, you are business to business. If you have a business to business, you are a time management coach for them, and you charge a more from them. Because again, this has more purchasing power too. You need to understand. Then time management coaches for outbound B2B gardening equipment and sale presently. So there can be B2B, and B2B can be anything. There are a lot of businesses and they are B2B. Now, which particular business in B2B, for example, gardening equipment sales representative, and then you can charge only 2,000 because you are pro at it, right? So that is the power of niching down. Now, takeaway is niching is equals to pricing power. When you niche down, you have the pricing power. And here's an amazing line: generalists get applause, specialists get paid. Let that sink in again. Generalists get applause, specialists get paid. So This is almost the end of the session, and I want you to give you a core summary. Don't pick a bad market. No skill can save you there. Normal market are fine, but need strong offers and persuasion. Great market are gold. Even average offer works there. Commit to your niche. Riches are in the niches. Resilience matter. Success comes after testing dozens of offer. And here's a little bit of boost in motivation. Failure means your offer sucked, not that you sucked. So if you failed, that means your offer has failed. It's not that you have failed. And finally, if you find a crazy good market, plus pair it with an irresistible offer, you can build empires with this market selection framework. Pain, money, targeting growth. You now hold the key to finding your starving market. So the next step is we return to pricing, and the first step is make crazy money charging the premium prices. I hope this session was interesting and hopeful. I am going to create another session, another part of this, where we'll still talk about the pricing, because pricing is a very important part of this. If you understand this well, and if you just revisit it and let this sink in with you to create an offer, and even if you are just starting out in the marketing in online digital space, this is going to help you a lot. Stay tuned. I'll share the second video soon. Thank you so much.